I want to talk today about mite checks, assessing for mites. I'm going to do a separate video for treating mites, but now I want to talk about just assessing, analyzing, because if you're not looking at Varroa mites, if you're not assessing the mite level in your colony, you're not going to keep healthy bees. Varroa destructor mite is like the #1 cause of bee problems in our bees today. And so you have to be checking for Varroa mites. You have to have a plan to treat them when you have mite problems. So I want to talk a little bit about how I do that. First of all, think it's really helpful to set up a little table. So what I bought is a little 2-foot by 4-foot table. We put this in the back of the truck. We set this up by the colonies, as you can see here. And we use this as our kind of mite check station. I bought several of these Varroa Easy Check kits, and what I find works the best is if I do a big batch of them. So today we're going to be going through colonies, and as we go through them, I've already filled each one with alcohol and labeled it. I know I don't have anything in colony 7, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8, 9 through 13. I got a dozen of these because when you put these, put a half a cup of bees, about 300 bees on the alcohol wash, I can do 12 of these, take them home and analyze them if I want to. So do the prep work, do the analysis work later if that's helpful. Make something efficient for you so you can check mites. The process is you get, again, 300 bees from the brood nest. You want to get bees that are nurse bees that are taking care of the brood. That's where your heaviest infestation is. You don't want to get bees that don't have Varroa mites and say, oh good, I don't have mites. You need to analyze what's the worst case scenario in your hive. That would be the center of your brood nest. You shake a bunch of nurse bees in here. You let some foragers fly away. You scoop up, you get 300 bees, and you sacrifice those 300 bees to see what your mite level is, because knowing your mite level and having the right intervention will probably save your entire colony. I've tried the sugar roll method. That's where you get a jar and a lid, and you put powdered sugar and you shake the bees into that. I think that's pretty much about worthless. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. What happens is when you have nectar on the frame and you shake a frame of bees, you get nectar and bees. When you put powdered sugar, it just gets all clumpy and globby, and you hardly get any of the mites that are on those bees in your sugar shake. So I would stay away from sugar shakes and go with alcohol washes. Other couple things you do, I have screen bottom boards, and so there's a tray down there. That tray is useful just to glance at, but again, that tray is not a true assessment of how many Varroa are in your colony. You want to do an alcohol wash from the brood nest to get a true assessment. You can look at capped drone. You can take some capped drone and see if you have mites on the drones, but that by itself, again, is not a full assessment. You want to take an alcohol wash if you want to really analyze the mite level in your colony. So that's my take on Varroa mites. If you're not treating, if you're not checking, you're probably raising Varroa. You'll probably have bees that will die at the end of the fall or the winter. So stay on top of Varroa. I'm going to shoot another video of a hive inspection where we'll do an alcohol wash here in a little bit. Keep good records. We've got our record book here. Write down what your mite counts are. Keep a trend of how they're doing. If you have neighbors that are not treating for Varroa, their drones filled with Varroa are going to go into your colonies and infest your colonies. And let's just all take care of the Varroa mites in our colonies so we all have healthy bees.